What's up, you guys? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
Hello. I just picture Ryan knocking something off the wall at the moment.
Producer Josh.
Who let him have props?
And before we get to Ryan, I mean, to be fair, I did hit the... To be fair, I hit the mic with my hat right as we started, about knocked it over. Oh, God.
Thriving.
Man, I haven't had a day off in quite a while, and I leave tonight after we get this done. But Ryan from Miami, tell us the news, baby.
Yeah, baby. I got a bat. I can't play baseball, but
Tell us, I got a bat.
Is that a bat? I
exciting.
thought it was a golf club.
That's a bat?
this is a
my
bat.
God.
By the way, career high school batting average of .333 for the record for your boy. Just letting
That
you
was
know.
3 at-bats total. He had one hit.
at-bats.
He had
It's
one
actually
hit.
very true. I had a
Nailed
single up the middle. I stole second and stole home for the only win of our season that year. So you're welcome, Dr. Michael M. Kropp, Senior High School. But the news, as I'm representing the Tampa Bay Rays here, so
Which
very
is
excited.
what I asked you about.
I teased you guys about it a few weeks ago. It's finally official. I'm now the fill-in dugout reporter for the Rays for Bally Sports Sun. Getting started this weekend for my first series. This is
baby.
This is a really cool moment for me. Just not to get too sentimental, but I've wanted this opportunity for a very long time, and so to live out a dream is really, really, really cool. And so yeah, if you guys can support this weekend, first series, Rays Twins, MLB.TV. Catch me on there Friday through Sunday. It's gonna be fun.
MLB.TV, guys. Make sure you go there. Support our boy Rye.
Love you guys.
Real quick, so how long has this been on your radar for something you've wanted to do with your career?
I don't want to get too much in details, but 5 years ago, I had an opportunity like this that unfortunately I was not able to take at the time, given some other opportunities that I had. And so I've been working on this. I've been cultivating relationships. I've been laying the groundwork for 5 years to have the opportunity to work at this company for this network that I grew up watching Marlins, Rays, and Heat games on. And so this is super cool. And I know there's like opening day jitters. When I walk out onto the field on Friday with that Bally Sports mic in my hand, I will probably have tears flowing down my face for how much this means to me. So it's gonna be
5
fun.
years in a row. There it is.
Perfect.
But to
Nailed
clarify,
it.
you're not moving back to Florida.
Correct. Thank you. I've
No.
been asked a lot. No, I will continue to be splitting my time between Nashville and city of St. Pete and Tampa. But I will say, and I find this really, really cool, ever since I moved here, everything has just been going right. The momentum has been awesome. So I
Nashville,
credit that
baby.
with the 615 here, because ever since I've been here, man, it has been so much fun. So thank you guys for celebrating. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me have a moment here. It's really, really cool. So
Dude, we had to.
appreciate that.
You teased it for a while. It's like the stuff that I teased, which...
Never happens to come out.
No,
for like
well,
forever.
actually,
It's coming.
go ahead and just pay attention this week to the socials. That's all I'm going to say.
There's some stuff.
There's some stuff and some whatnot.
Are we in the music section now, or?
Well, no, we're not there yet.
Okay.
Because first of all, we got to go to the poll. What was the poll winner?
America, the world, nay, the universe has sided with us, saying that peeps are disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah, down with peeps.
That is not the world. That is our followers.
The
Calm
world.
down.
You
Down with peeps.
We have followers in South Africa. We have followers abroad in the UK.
And let's not forget the children that don't have social media who love
Won't
peeps.
someone please think of the
Don't
children?
forget the children. You down with no peeps? Yeah, you know me.
All
those
the children in
children-
the world that love peeps do not get to vote.
Hang on.
those
First
children
of all,
will grow up and hate them later. It'll be fine.
It's just a little bit later. It's
It's like
fine.
candy corn. They'll grow up to hate it. Trust me.
Go to music real fast, actually.
Music.
Quick segue. I'm going to talk about the shows we had this weekend. Canada, by the way, amazing. I had 2 nights in Canada. I actually, for the first time, got to see Niagara Falls from the Canadian side, which is way different, by the way. Just in case, and this is nothing wrong with being on the New York side, seeing the falls, but man, standing on the Canadian side where you can actually see like all of the water pouring down, and it was gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Nature is an amazing thing. And I know that sounds very like waxing poetic on my part, but it was really, really cool. We had 2 great nights. Everybody was awesome. And in the middle of night 1, this one lady who I ended up meeting, I don't know if she came to the second show, but I saw her while we were walking down to the falls from the hotel the second day we were there. and she like jumped up. She was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to bother you." She was like, "I was the one that said the thing about the peeps."
So she actually sent me a message, and she goes,
Oh
"I told
my
him about
God.
the peeps. I asked him about the peeps."
She did. Right in the middle of the show, it got quiet, and she like picked the perfect, most opportune moment to just scream, "What do you think about peeps?"
Oh, that's so great.
And I love to hear that because it likes.
And then I segued into the podcast, right? So, and I also, the way that I described it was like, listen if you want. And then I thought about it in my head, and I was like, that sounds really
Dismissive.
If the people that are on this podcast with me that are stuck with me every week hear this, they're going to be like, "What? You suck. Like, you didn't even sell it, man. Come on."
Not stuck.
Listen, if you want, if you feel so inclined, if you get bored one day,
If you
just
get
scroll
tired.
through.
We are literally talking to the people that are listening right now. This is
We
Exactly.
love you guys. We love you guys.
They're like, I choose. I'm already
They're
here.
like,
I'm already here.
We already
Quad
did
Pod
the
Squad.
thing.
We love you. By the way, youtube.com/C/The Quad with Chris Young. Like, rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, share it, comment. We see it all. We love you. Thank
By
you.
the way, also, if you look, we have merch. Don't forget we have merch, guys.
And click the link in our bio on our Instagram page and go right to the merch and purchase it.
And if you're
Yes.
watching this
What's-
on YouTube, there is a link in the description right now that you can go click on that link, and it'll take you right there where you can purchase.
So we
all the gear.
definitely have hats. We are very low on tank tops and t-shirts. Very low.
But
But like
we're
I
getting
That
in
means,
stock.
that means buy the last couple.
Yeah.
Because there's more coming.
Because then we can get new
But
stuff.
we are working on moo
Moo
stuff.
Working on Moo stuff.
Oh, I
We
like
are
Moo
working
merch.
on new stuff, so just stay tuned. Summer is coming along.
Are
So.
you hinting that we're gonna have maybe some like
Cow
cow
print.
print shirts
Cow
or something?
print.
Or?
We know how I feel about cow print. And
I have a cow print merch hat.
I hate it.
He absolutely despises. I showed it to her. I showed it to you guys too, but she
I'm not a
was
cow
looking at
print
it.
person.
She was working on the quad merch, and I was working on mine. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think this is like kind of goofy in the best way because it's cow print. It's like white and black and brown, and it's awesome.
It's great.
And she was like, I hate it.
And honestly, when you wear it, it puts you in a mood.
Oh, no.
How does he always have these teed up?
I don't know. This is not like set beforehand, by the way, for anyone listening to this.
The
This
best
is just
part of
Ryan.
this, Ryan is like so stoic when he does all this new stuff. You would never guess that this is actually how he is. He's like, bachelorettes are bouncing down Broadway, blah, 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 blah.
Mood.
And then here, it's dad joke central.
Yep.
By the way, we need to post that
The video.
video
Montell
on, the,
dance.
on the
Absolutely.
Insta.
So shout out to our guy Montell who edits the videos that you see on YouTube, and put a little compilation together of me and our good buddy Nick Pate just bouncing down Broadway on the middle of Sunny Friday.
And
Day-
that
Baywatch slow
lovely,
walk.
that
Yeah.
lovely farmer's tan you got going on.
Hey, whoa! I was working on it.
Yeah.
That's why I had the tank top on. You know.
All right. Anyway, Canada, you were awesome. Also, Pennsylvania, you guys were awesome. This whole weekend was great, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but just being back to doing shows on a regular basis is a fantastic thing for me, and honestly for my mental health. Like after not being able to do it on a regular basis for so long, it's just been absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so very much for came to any of those shows. Everybody was singing everything. We had a great time, and almost everybody had a great time.
Say what?
There was a fight in Pennsylvania.
No.
And by the way, so here's the weird thing. So it's an all ages show, and these two guys that are like my size get in a fight like right in front of the stage. So we stopped the band. And then I was like, everybody make a path. Let security get him out of here. I looked at the security guy. He was like, we're good. We got him. Thank you. And they're walking him out. And one of the guys gives me the old one finger salute on the way out. But he was doing it to the crowd at first. And I was particularly angry because I don't like to be interrupted when I'm trying to put on a show for a crowd that's that awesome. Like everybody was singing everything. They were screaming. They were having a good time. Like everybody was partying. It was great. It was great energy. And then I got to stop because two idiots want to fight each other in the middle of a show. And so I was like, hey, we're not going to do that here. And I was like, by the way, dude, you're flipping everybody off, but we're going to party and you're the one that's leaving. And then he turned around and flipped me off as the bouncer still out of hold of him. And the crowd starts chanting ugly things at this guy.
Oh.
They are chanting this guy out of the room.
Good.
And it was fantastic. And by the way, if you go to my Instagram, which is Chris Young Music, if you don't know that already, there's a crowd shot. That crowd shot happened right after that. So,
they were amped up.
if you think it ruined anyone's night, it didn't.
It did not.
Except that guy. That guy did not have a good time.
Did the fight occur during Hold My Beer, Watch This? Or
No.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Hang on, Ryan. I'm going to get you the answer.
You just enabled
Well,
a bunch
he's-
of Eagles fans to just start yelling. That's what happened.
the city of brotherly love, right? Yeah.
They,
Well,
they,
I love
did, they
Chicago.
did throw snowballs to Santa Claus. I just
Oh boy.
Well, while he's getting that pulled up, I just had a realization. Whoever won March Madness, can you please reach out to the Instagram because we
Yes.
owe you a hat.
Yes, we do. And
I just had that realization now that we put the hats out, and I was like, I never gave the
it
merch.
is almost May. But if you won March Madness,
I think I still have her.
Was it another her?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Yeah, I posted her.
good. All
Okay.
right. She
But
is
reach
awesome.
out so we can get your information so I can send you a hat. Thank you for participating and
actually,
winning.
this is funnier than the actual fight. You know what song they started fighting after I played it?
Tonight we're dancing.
No, but you're not far off. Who I Am With You.
What a weird,
Really?
what a weird moment.
What? Someone was feeling
don't
lonely.
know.
Whoa. Okay. I'm going to play a scenario here, right? I don't know what went down, but I'm going to put a vision in my head.
If
There
this
was
guy
two
ever
guys-
hears this guy's going to be even more
All
pissed
right,
off.
so there were two guys and one girl, right? And then one of the guys, I'm sure, because Who I Am With You brings out some emotions, get a
Maybe,
little
but here's
touchy-feely.
the thing. There wasn't a girl. It was just the two dudes that got through
Ooh,
out.
this is getting even more awkward. This is getting interesting. Well,
We're not going to speculate.
maybe there was some texting going on, between, and somebody saw someone's phone. I don't know.
Anyway.
Things happen.
So, yeah. Outside of that, everybody else had a really good time. Again, thank you guys. As I always say on stage, I'll say it right here on the podcast as well. Thank you guys for coming out to the shows. It was an amazing weekend. And
You got a busy May coming up, don't you? I mean, it's going to be
Dude,
a run of shows coming up.
So
here.
I leave tonight. I have a radio show. I come back home. I'm home for less than a day. I fly to Atlanta to do a charity thing for the Charlie Daniels Journey Home, the foundation that I'm involved with, and which helps all of our military veterans. So we're doing a show down there. Definitely go look at that if you're in the Atlanta area. Check that out. And then I'm back for like 2 days, and the next week is Key West
Yes, I'm so excited.
Songwriters Festival.
Let's
baby.
go.
So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm happy to be busy. I have no complaints, although I am very low on sleep right now. We're recording
You're
this
losing
podcast.
sleep.
Yeah, I was waiting for
Yeah,
that.
you guys
You beat me to it, Barry. You
That's
beat
why
me,
I'm not a
you beat
singer.
me to it.
Good Lord. We're actually doing this podcast thanks to Ryan, Josh, and Haley. A couple hours late on my behalf because I woke up and was like,
Not today.
If I film this right now, I'm
today,
going to
Satan.
look like I was hanging out with Willie Nelson. It's the only way to
Yeah.
describe that. Not because I was, but I was not coherent at the time we were supposed to do the podcast today. I was too tired. All right, let's do. Anybody got any music news? You got anything, Josh? Anything going on?
I started a rock band on Friday. We recorded our.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm in a rock band called Falcon Force.
Falcon Force.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Falcon Force Band.
Are you being facetious?
I'm
or is this-
being 100% serious. It's me and a couple friends, and we all realized that we all had Gretsch White Falcon guitars, and one of them had a Gretsch White Falcon bass.
That's what that was about.
And,
Okay.
and I started to joke. I was like, oh, we should start a band called Falcon Force, just a rock band. And so we decided to do it. One of them had a recording studio, so we just recorded our first two songs as we wrote them on Friday
Wow.
night.
That is hilarious.
May
And it is.
the Falcon Force be with you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So if someone is listening and works for Gretsch, we would love for an endorsement. We are giving you free.
By the way, if when we hit May, if you don't use that as a May the Falcon 4th be with you.
Oh, it's already. I'm queued up, my guy.
First of all,
I'm already ready.
How on earth you got through that without stumbling? I am very impressed, sir. That was very
May
good.
the Falcon
Falcon
4th
Force.
be with
Yeah,
you.
that was really good.
Okay. I like it.
Garbage words.
It's like you know what that reminds me of?
Velvet Revolver.
No, actually, but you're gonna laugh when I say this because you're gonna know exactly why I feel this way, especially like tempo and everything else. It reminds me of is it "I Ain't Never Gonna Stop," the Ozzy song that had Zach Wilde playing guitar on it?
yeah.
Because it's yep.
Yep.
It's that
Nice.
same kind of. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So
Falcon Force.
we had fun. We
When
Had-
that's
had
on
a couple
Spotify,
drinks.
that has to be the
yeah.
that has to be the song of the week. All
It'll
right,
be, it'll be fun.
let's do a quick round of what are you listening to before we move on. Bear, you got one?
Yeah. No, I do.
You look like I surprised you.
You don't normally pick me first. We usually go to Ryan because he's never prepared, and I want to call
I'm
him out
very
on
prepared
everything.
today.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. Whatever then. I'll go anyways. So this song is actually a song by Beam, and I've never actually heard of him before. And it's a
Beam,
song
like
featuring
BEAM.
BEAM.
Beam,
Yes.
not Mr. Bean.
Bean.
Beam.
Beam.
Got it.
And it's a song featuring Justin Bieber, and it's called Sundown. And you could tell you can't really understand some of the lyrics at first, and when you go to look at the lyrics, they don't still really make sense. But it's just a very fun song, and I really like it, and I really groove to it, even though I can't really say what he's trying to say because
You're selling the hell out of this. Right
I'm
now.
really trying. I'm not even kidding. Look,
Oh,
but you just like the song the way
Yeah.
it sounds. So
I got you. I got you. I
These
got you.
lyrics look like it's mumble.
It is, but I think I want to say he sounds Caribbean. I could be totally wrong, but that's just the kind of like accent that he gives off is like that. So I think it's just kind of how he talks.
How did he get Justin Bieber?
I don't know. It's a really good song though. So it's. Oh, I didn't give you the name of it, did I?
Nope.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't
No,
listen to it.
no,
Okay.
no.
It's
He did
called
Sundown.
Yep, Sundown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sundown. All right.
It's got to be a Scooter Braun thing.
Have I gone with this before?
Nope.
I know I've done a Rage Against the Machine song before. Killing in the Name. Rage Against the Machine.
That is in my top 5. Like I'm gonna run through a wall after
Yes,
I hear this
it's
song.
like this is a workout song. You put that on,
Do
and
I
it's
know
just
this
like,
song?
Oh, yeah.
you've definitely heard this song, even if you don't know the song. It is very
favorite on
it's
Rock
actually,
Band.
It's actually really deep as far as the meaning, but it is what I would
brutal.
describe to someone as Rage Against the Machine. It would probably be between this and like Pistol Grip Pump if I was going to play like 2 Rage songs. So
Yeah, I feel like this is the
That's
Rage
quintessential
song. Yeah, even
Rage
more
Against the
than
Machine.
even more than Bulls on Parade. I feel like Killing the Name.
well,
is like,
Bulls on Parade is great, but I mean, I think like also that album cover is
Yep.
Anyway, Josh, what you got?
Gonna go a different direction. The Reason by Hoobastank.
Oh yeah,
Don't know
Wow.
why.
put
Just
a little
popped in.
stank on it.
Just popped in. Yep. Just popped into
so
my
good.
brain, and I was like, well, this is gonna live rent free for the next 5 to 7 days.
What happened
That's
to
almost got
Hoobastank?
some stank.
A lot of things, but mostly the lead singer started to lose his voice
Oh man,
And, like,
that is my nightmare.
pretty early on. Like I saw them on their first tour. They were opening for 311 in Kansas City. They were incredible. I saw them the next year, and he was struggling.
Did I send you the
Yes.
video of? Oh, man,
The Bon
it's-
Jovi?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna say.
Everyone knows how massive of a Bon Jovi fan I am, and my aunt was at the show 3 days after that specific video that you showed me, and she said he did not sound like it. The band was a little louder, but he didn't sound that bad. And it's all over the internet, so it's like no shame. And I love Bon Jovi, and I'll always love Bon Jovi. But when you scream like that for years,
he had a rough night. Let's hope that's what that was.
And there's a lot
And everybody, by the way,
We've all been
I'm
there.
sure there's a video of me somewhere where I was like
I don't know.
sick
You kind of are
and had
flawless.
half of a voice.
there's a lot of factors that go into it. If
Yeah.
if your in-ear monitors are going down and you can't hear the band as well, like you're searching for stuff. I mean,
I had mine go out mid-show one time.
Oh,
It was terrifying.
you pull them and you hope for the best.
No, I turned my pack off and left one in to seal it and took the other one out
Oh, so you had head voice.
so I could hear.
Yep. It's all the tricks.
Yeah. I was
Tricks of
just
the
like,
trade.
well, this is all I got. Here we are.
Yep. You got to hope that like muscle memory will just keep you in the
dude.
ballpark.
I mean, like a perfect example is, at the end of a bar is like, I hope I don't butcher this right now, but it's like, yeah, at the end of a bar, oh yeah, at the end of, and it's all
At
of that
the
stuff is
end of-
tied. It's tied
good.
together. And normally it's me and Mitchell trading at that point of the song, but when I'm singing it without him,
you're doing both. Yep.
and I think it's actually a little bit higher than that.
I think you're pretty close though.
It's close, but I
close.
think it's higher than that. And it's like, here we go. I hope it comes out.
Yeah.
here it is.
It is, I mean, that's part of it though, right? People want to hear you sing and sing well. And it's just so frustrating. I can't imagine like losing my voice. That
it
would be
it was pretty early.
that would be my
on.
nightmare.
He had to sing is there something more than what I've been for Crawling in the Dark?
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
he would
yeah,
drop
yeah.
the octave down.
And he would
I've
go
been
down.
crawling in the dark looking for the answer. It was just like, oh no. This is
you can't do that.
No.
If you-
Oh, done.
poor guy.
By the way, everybody that says like the national anthem is the hardest song to sing, that's an octave. So just imagine you have a song that is one of your most recognizable songs that's an octave, and you now can't sing like you want to.
Yep, that's tough.
It's terrifying.
All right.
Ryan, what you got?
I
Sorry.
got mine this week.
We brought this way down.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let's bring it back up, shall we? So, a buddy of mine's playing a Whiskey Jam tonight, and if you have never been to Nashville and you've never heard of Whiskey Jam, go look it up on Instagram. It's an awesome experience here in town. But I've talked about him before, a couple years ago actually. But Stephen Paul off the
you're going
Louisiana
there.
Heat album. Let's do Secondhand Smoke. It's the intro song on that album. And so, good buddy of mine, he's playing tonight at Whiskey Jam here in Nashville. Go check him out. Really talented. And yeah, so Secondhand Smoke.
I know we're recording the podcast and we do it on Mondays, but I really feel like it's Tuesday. And when you said Whiskey Jam tonight, I'm like, no, Whiskey Jam was last night. What are you
freaked you out?
talking about? And I'm
Mondays
like,
and Thursdays.
My days are all messed up. Like I'd already copped to that. That's why we had to push this. I was
I
just
just
like,
now remembered that it's Monday.
it's Monday. It's still Monday.
We got a case of them.
Got a case of the Mondays. Let's go to sports.
Sports.
All right. A lot of interesting things going on in the NBA right now. Possible sweep of the Nets by the Boston Celtics, who look
Awesome.
fantastic.
Who look awesome.
We're going to get beat by the Heat.
I don't know,
you,
man.
You just hit
I don't
pause,
know.
hit pause there for a second, my guy.
Yeah. And I'll go to you guys. I want to get your opinions because obviously, you and Josh are kind of the resident NBA heads. I know a lot, but y'all know a lot more. The Warriors lost. It's the first time that they've ever lost when both Clay and Curry score 30 in a game.
Denver wasn't going down without
It
a
was,
fight.
they weren't.
I
They
am
weren't.
shocked.
And
that
it was
they-
still very close at the end.
Oh, no. It was a close game. I'm
Thank
not
God for
denying
Will
that.
Barton in the corner because
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the- that was the dagger.
Without that dagger, it's a completely different ending. But I'm very interested. I want to revisit. First of all, your thoughts from the last week of games, but also, I don't know that your prediction was wrong, dude.
Golden
The
State Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were down on it a couple weeks ago, but it's now looking more and more like that could happen because they both look really good. And Phoenix is phoenixing.
The Devin Booker,
Booker was
injury
out. Booker was out.
to Phoenix is brutal. New Orleans looks terrifying right now, and they look like a team possessed on at least just winning this first round. I don't know if they can move on past that, but
All right, I have a question for all of you guys. Do we think they should let Zion come back?
They're probably not going to do it in the playoffs. I can't
well,
imagine.
here's the thing. He wants to come back and play.
Oh,
And
now he
so-
wants to.
and-
Now
well,
he wants to.
I don't know what's going on in that guy's head. I just think now he wants to come back and play so that he can show people he's still got it so he can get traded.
I would say
And I think that would be a
There's-
horrible thing for chemistry.
100%. I think that would be the worst possible thing that you could do. They have stumbled on lineups with Jose Alvarado and Herb Jones and like these random guys that are playing out of their mind right now. And to screw that up, like Brandon Ingram is playing incredible. CJ McCollum
Yeah.
is
I completely forgot CJ
McCollum
McCollum was a
is-
Pelican,
yeah,
by the way.
McCollum is
like,
great.
completely forgot.
since they traded for him, the Pelicans have been a legitimate great team. I would not do it. He's going to ask for a trade no matter what.
Yeah.
They've
he
already-
doesn't want to be there, obviously.
Yeah, the New Orleans Pelicans put out their season ticket stuff for next year. There was no pictures of Zion. There was no mention of Zion. It was like, come check
he
out.
wants to go to the Knicks anyway, so let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. I mean, this team, Brandon Ingram, by the way, I mean, don't you think the Lakers would love to have Brandon Ingram?
Stop it.
No, I'm
Stop.
serious, though.
Well, hey, by the way,
Kuzma
if they
and
did-
Ingram, like,
if
and-
they
and
did
Lonzo
right now-
Ball.
if they did right now, it still wouldn't matter because they're out of the
Right now, it
playoffs.
wouldn't matter, but if they had that young nucleus that LeBron didn't trade him away, I'm
All right,
It might have been a playoff team, but
Can
anyway.
I go back to something I said that I got pooped on from Josh?
Yes.
Which is Kuzma was much better than everyone was giving him credit for.
He was
Yes.
Are you ready to admit it?
mightily.
He was better. He was better.
He is better than
He
how
is
the
better
than
than-
how the Lakers were using him.
He
Yes.
is better than their six through like their entire bench.
Yes, I would agree with that sentence as
That-
well. I would. He still has bonehead plays.
I would argue he's better than Russ.
I would take Kuzma over Russ. Russ has been, but he plays the same position as LeBron, and it screwed up the whole
That's
thing.
all
So-
I
it did.
wanted.
Yeah,
You
it
just
did.
made my
Yeah.
entire day.
Yeah, I
Even
would.
if they just had Brandon Ingram and kept him on the
Well,
Lakers
first of
roster,
all,
that'd be great,
like he was alluding to, if ifs and buts were whatever.
but ifs and
But-
buts and ifs and buts and ifs and buts.
But boots and pants and boots and pants.
You know where I was going with that.
If you had Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma on that team,
and Lonzo Ball
completely
Lonzo.
different.
And
and,
Lonzo.
and Alex Caruso.
What? Just keep them.
If you
keep them.
if you just look back
If
at the
you just had
2019
the team you
the
had.
2019 Lakers, if you just had that team plus LeBron, that would be a really good
They
team.
would have been a top 4 seed.
However, they did win the championship in the bubble. So
They
like,
did.
All right.
And by the way, no one is allowed. I'm tired of this. No one is allowed to dismiss that championship because
No.
it was in the bubble.
no.
I can dismiss it because
out
Goran
of here.
Dragic was injured and Bam Adebayo was hurt that series.
Your
and
team
Jimmy-
benefited from it.
Jimmy
You're
Butler was
literally
wheezing towards the
talking
finish.
about
That's okay.
the year that I started to hate Tyler Hero because he had a nonsense three at the end of a playoff game.
And for some reason, Anthony Davis emerged into, I don't know, Ray Allen that entire series.
For
shooting-
some reason, he was an
he
All
hasn't-
NBA
He hasn't
player.
shot like that
By the way,
ever
when
in
he's
his
not
career.
hurt,
Yes, he
he's
has.
That's an
still that.
outlier.
Ryan,
From three?
Ryan, you are wrong. You are just straight up wrong. Rewatch the Pelicans versus the Golden State Warriors where he buries a three from like half court. This dude can shoot.
He shot like 47% in that series and has not shot from three since.
He
He's not
hasn't
shot
played
well
like
since.
that since, period. He's been hurt the last 2 seasons since then. This dude is a good shooter. You're trying to call an outlier. Look at his stats before the Lakers. This dude is a good shooter.
Girls. Holy
Basketball.
crap.
Ryan likes to speak in absolutes, being a prisoner of the moment just because Anthony Davis destroyed the Miami Heat single-handedly.
He did.
And that is just not the case. Ryan, are you looking up the
He's
stats?
going back.
He shot 18% from three this year. Okay, that year,
dude,
that year
well,
he played-
dude.
How many games played,
he
Ryan?
played 40 games this year.
Oh my gosh.
Shot 26% from three last year with 36
Which is,
games.
by the way, probably above the average at 26%.
in the year the Lakers
That's
won
a
the
big
title,
man.
he shot 33% from three.
Which is below league average for 3-point. Continue.
Is it?
Yes, the
For a
league
big
average is
man?
35.
For a
man.
big? For a 4 or 5?
It's still below.
which
yeah.
is still
it?
still
Yeah.
three. That's 3 percentage points better than his overall career average from three. So I'm just saying that was a year where he shot really. Anyway, let's get back to this because I have to ask you about this.
You're trying to make it sound like he just went nuclear.
He did go nuclear in that series. But here's okay.
Your team fell apart. Just own it. Own it.
They were
the
injured.
Miami Heat fell apart.
This is
in
a
the
different
finals.
Miami Heat team. But I do want to ask you right now,
fellas.
Do I have time to go use the bathroom
Yes, you
while
do.
you guys keep
Chill.
arguing?
Who are you most impressed with right now in the playoffs? Because the Dallas Mavericks, without Luka Doncic, they've looked fantastic. I don't even know what that lineup was they had on the floor the first few games of the series. Them, Golden State, Milwaukee, who's looked good, by the way. The Miami Heat
Milwaukee hasn't looked great.
They dominated the Bulls yesterday. No one's talking about it, by the way.
One game out of a series.
They've beaten the Bulls by like 58 points over the last two games.
I know.
More surprising though, the way the Mavs have played.
Hey,
the way Boston's played.
How were the first?
They were close. Yeah,
games?
No,
Yeah,
they were.
Or
They were.
the disappointment from Brooklyn. What's the biggest surprise for you so far in the playoffs?
I mean,
I know what mine is.
It's Brooklyn.
It's Brooklyn.
It's Brooklyn falling apart.
Weren't they high contenders last year too?
They're supposed to win.
They were
this
supposed to
year.
win this
They've only
year.
had like 19 games where Kyrie and Durant.
But again, now they're back, and now that nucleus is supposedly together. And the excuse that I saw this morning on ESPN, I guess directly from Kyrie, so excuse me if I'm misquoting or misappropriating this quote, was he's like, the Celtics have been gelling since December. We just started to gel right now. I'm like, well,
he did say, and
that's
can blame,
also on you.
He did say, and you can blame me for that. He did say that in that quote.
That's on him. And by the way, that was his decision. Not taking anything away
to
from
not
him.
get vaccinated is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was his decision, and I think everyone should be allowed that decision.
Yep.
However,
There are consequences with your
now
decisions.
this is the consequence.
Yep, absolutely.
Is that he hasn't been playing with the team. They're trying to figure out how to play together in the playoffs,
which is the worst time to try to do it. And kudos to the Boston Celtics, which is what you were talking about earlier.
Tatum.
Tatum is playing.
Brown's great.
Brown's great. He's not playing that great.
He's
this
the second
season.
leading scorer in that series.
I know. He's
ahead of Durant and Kyrie.
He's still not playing that great by Brown's
Marcus
standards.
Smart, he's been playing great too.
What I love about the Boston Celtics, and you can watch it, they've done it in all three games, and they'll probably do it tonight as well, is anytime Kevin Durant touches the ball, they send a second defender to come up, chip him, and then recover. If he's coming through just on a screen and not having the ball, they are sending a second person to come up, hit him with an elbow, and then let him keep going. They are wearing him down just in physical contact alone.
And saying Kyrie beat us on your own.
And letting Kyrie's, how we say, ego to want to be the hero of the game really take over. It's a brilliant game plan. It is working to perfection. That being said, I do think Durant and Kyrie might combine for 80 points tonight.
Probably to try and salvage their
Right.
season. For sure. Heat looked good against the Hawks. They've been frustrating Trae Young, similar to what Boston's doing to Kevin Durant.
Fair, but Trae Young and Kevin Durant are not the same.
No.
They're not. And also, and we have to take this with the grain
And by
of
the way,
grains.
I don't really think the Miami Heat want to play the Celtics.
No, they do not.
The Heat have an easy
Size.
path right now to get to the Eastern Conference
But
Finals.
that's my point. I don't think they want to play the Celtics. If the Celtics
They're
are still
counting
playing right now,
They're counting on Milwaukee and Boston beating each other up so bad in that second round series that when they get to that Eastern Conference Final, one of the two is beaten up.
well,
That's what they're hoping for.
both bigger and match up size wise poorly for your Miami Heat.
Correct. Also,
Size wise, yes, but Miami is much more versatile. Like I told you the other day, as far as 1 through 12 or 1 through 11 rotation wise.
Okay, well let's talk about the Grizzlies. I was getting ready to move on. Their passing is what's making them so deadly right now. Even though you can argue with Ja and with some of those other guys that they're undersized versus teams that they'll play, they are probably, and I mean this, and please tell me if I'm way off base here, both of you. And Bear, if you want to comment.
we'll get to stuff you can
I'll
talk
leave
about
y'all
in a
to,
second.
The NBA part.
To the NBA.
They're passing more prolifically than any team I've seen this season.
But they had to overcome two 25-point
playoffs.
deficits to even make this a series against
But
Minnesota.
they did.
They did.
But they did. Just because you had to doesn't mean you didn't do it, and they did it.
It's impressive.
And they were right in on game 4
All right.
with a couple of seconds.
We're moving
left.
on, but that's enough NBA. We got to get to a couple other things. Tyson Fury
It's beating
retains
people.
his title. fantastic right uppercut. One of the best heavyweights we've
Would
seen.
you call it a
since-
furious uppercut or?
He was pretty furious on a plane too.
That's a
you
different
mute
Mike.
me?
That's
Ah,
Mike Tyson.
Shoot, that's Mike Tyson.
That's who he's named after. To be fair,
That is who
Mike
he's named
Tyson
after.
Fury.
no, that was he's named after Mike Tyson.
Another
yeah,
news. Mike Tyson beat up a guy on a plane. Now back to Tyson Fury.
Mike Tyson beat a guy up on a plane. If you haven't seen that, just go check it
Wait,
out.
Tyson Fury is retiring or vows
Yes.
to? Oh wow.
I think he's going to retire because
Wow.
he's now he has all of the belts. He's unified everything, I believe, with that last fight, and he's beaten everybody that he wanted to go out and beat. He had the belt, retired, unretired, like gained a crap load of weight, lost all that weight, got out of a deep, dark, depressive hole.
His backstory is incredible.
I don't know
he
if
had
it's
to come
incredible. It's just wild that he was able to turn it around.
Well, just he details a lot of the depression and anxiety he went through, and to overcome that and to become the best in your profession is unbelievable.
And especially being, you look at him now, you're like, that guy's really big. Did you just hit yourself in the head? Did you just hit yourself in the head with a bat? Put the bat down.
We're just gonna,
We
bat
heard
down.
it. You could hear
This is
it.
not Jalen and Jacoby. Put the bat down.
we're gonna put that over there. Thank you.
Oh, my
Thanks, friend.
Lord. Anyway.
I took care. I'm sure Bear wanted to hit me in the head, so I just did it for him.
So
Also
anyway, my point being, if he retires, I think this will be the perfect time for someone to retire. I really do. And I don't say that often just because your passion is going to keep you trying to go back to the well again and again and again because you love doing what you're doing. But he had, I think, 94,000 sold in Wembley.
Wow.
Sheesh.
I mean, it was.
Wow.
It's like he broke records. He dominated that fight. The first round may have been the only thing that was close because the challenger, who I guess he had a belt as well, but came out in a southpaw stance, which is unlike him, to try and throw Fury off, and then he just started utilizing his jab, and he was like, I was looking for a chance to throw the right uppercut, and when he did, it ended the fight.
32-0-1 in his career, by the way, is Tyson Fury.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Baseball.
Miggy, Mr. 3000.
Go Cubs. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that game?
How about April 23rd, this past Saturday, the Cubs beating the Pirates 21-0.
So they scored 3 touchdowns. Nice.
Yes.
That's more than the Bears score.
Where's that bat?
You
Where
can't
is
even
that?
let her have the moment.
Literally, just let her have a second, my guy.
There is a bat right behind me now.
Give her
sir.
the moment. Give her the moment.
Ryan's muted for.
He's back in
He's
time.
in the box. He's in the
All
penalty
right,
box.
can we please just recognize that game for 5 more seconds?
That's wild. That is a wild score in baseball.
Should we be betting against the Pirates for the rest of the season?
Well, how did the
no.
rest of the
If you're
series
gonna- if
go?
you're gonna-
Because
Well,
Go
the
ahead.
Pirates won yesterday
Go ahead,
4-3.
go ahead,
so.
go ahead.
yeah, like we didn't blow them out the entire series. So
Pirates won yesterday 4-3.
If you're going to
21-0.
bet against anyone, the Reds have lost 11 consecutive.
Let's
It is-
go.
it's
Put 'em in
like
every
you-
bet.
Was it the Orioles
you
that did that last year?
Yes, you bet for the Reds to lose for the rest of the season. I'm
in.
calling it right now.
I'm in.
By the
Let's
way,
do it. Let's
more
throw
than-
it in every bet possible.
More than 47 years ago, the Pirates shut out the Cubs 22-0 at Wrigley Field. Feels
How
like
many years ago?
that was 47 years. So,
So
that
none of us were alive.
That was, just for the record, that was redemption 47 years later.
stop it.
Okay.
None of the players
my
nor the coaches.
grandfather's really excited.
Can we talk Miggy for a second, too? Because that was kind of
Yeah.
sentimental for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thanks for coming in with that, Ryan.
Yeah, of course. Miguel Cabrera, the 33rd player to join the 3,000 hit club in Major League Baseball. Arguably the greatest right-handed hitter in Major League Baseball history. Obviously, of this generation, him and Albert Pujols probably are the top two. Really cool. Getting to see that moment live, watching it on TV. Obviously, Miggy came up a Marlin. First ever career hit was a home run against the Tampa Bay Rays, and then he had actually his 1,000th and 2,000th career hit were both home runs. I was really hoping he was going to knock it out of the park for 3,000, but it was really cool to see that moment and the celebratory nature around it. And so, Miggy Cabrera, 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Rafael Palmeiro, Albert Pujols, A-Rod, and Eddie Murray are the only ones to ever do that.
By the way, if anyone wonders,
Is
what
it a
I'm
little
doing,
red bug?
There's like no, it was a little spider.
Oh, there was a little
It was
red
tiny.
bug that I wanted to squish, but I didn't want to bring any attention to it.
Yeah, he was.
There's
he
a
was-
bat by you if you want to use that.
I don't think you have to use that for a
So
little.
maybe it was a spider.
red
I just
bug.
saw a little red
Nope.
bug running around, and I was going to squash it, but y'all were in a heated debate over there. So.
Okay. Sorry, that's a odd segue for anyone not watching the YouTube
They're rude to Miguel
of
Cabrera.
this.
Sorry, not
I'd like to
sorry.
apologize, and there goes a fly ball to the left.
I consider myself a man of faith, and
Yeah,
Castellanos makes it a 4-0
left.
ball game. Tom Brenneman, if you're not sure
Yeah,
what we're talking
sorry, we that got really vague
Yes,
for
it did.
anyone that doesn't follow sports
Three
really
people
heavily.
left to that. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I would also like to shout out the Yankees just getting all the crap for walking him.
about. Oh my God!
loved
that
it.
game.
I was so
here for it. I
angry.
was here for
I
it.
love it.
despise you, Aaron Boone. That was awful. Awful.
Good job,
And then
Aaron.
they got rained out the next game, so they had to play a doubleheader. And then obviously, game one of that doubleheader, Miggy gets that first at bat, gets the 3,000th hit. But he pissed off everyone in Detroit.
3,000th hit?
Everyone.
3,000th.
The
3,000th hit.
There it is.
Everyone in Detroit.
All right, last thing in sports because we need to move on. We don't really want to go too far over today because Ryan's got something to get to. But
Work.
who do we think goes first in the NFL draft?
Oh,
That's
I'll
this
leave
week,
this.
isn't
I'll
it?
leave the second half of my thing for next week. We'll leave it till the draft.
well, can we say that this is the most least exciting draft we've had in a while?
I disagree.
Ooh.
I disagree. The Chiefs pick 29th and 30th right in a row.
Oh my god!
We will
Get
choose.
out of here!
Well, I was doing a little research. Did you know neither the Bears nor the Dolphins have a
Have a
first round pick?
Yeah. I know. We got rid of that
Yeah.
for Mac a while ago.
Yeah,
the
but now-
Cowboys.
So it's just you and me.
Cowboys
sitting there
have
watching the
24.
draft.
Chiefs have 29 and 30. I'm just going to spoiler it right now. We are going to take a wide receiver in one of those two picks, and
course
we
you
will
are.
probably take a corner with the other one. The
Not so-
Bears have 39 and 48. Kansas City has 50. Cowboys 56. Kansas City 62. The Dolphins don't pick until 102.
It's all good.
102.
It's all good.
All of that top tier talent off the board.
It's all good, baby.
Not
We're
so
good.
spoiler
Not worried
alert.
about it.
The Bears still suck. They don't have anybody, and the
You have
player
7
that
tight
we
ends.
just yes we do, and the
can't wait till
player
they
that
draft
we
the
just
tight end.
picked got arrested for doing donuts. So
That's Byron Pringle from Tampa, by the way.
From Kansas City.
Kansas City, not Tampa.
Well, no, he's from Tampa.
we're going
Well.
great. Our new coach is doing freaking fantastic.
Look, all right. He got arrested for doing donuts for reckless driving.
With a child
With
in
a
the car.
child in the car.
Who cares?
I just see that as being a good dad.
Do you not? All right. Did you? I actually mean this. I 1,000%.
We do not endorse that for the record.
No,
just so you know.
we're not.
I'm not endorsing it.
Okay, that's it. See again. Just trying to cancel anybody for having fun.
What about eating donuts in a car with a child? That's fun,
That's endangerment as well.
Yeah.
Child obesity is on the rise.
especially
Oh
if
my
it's
God.
a sugary donut. You know,
I don't know. My thing is, he got arrested for doing donuts. The fact that his kid was in the car. Did he hit anybody?
I don't know.
Did he hit
It's-
anything?
no.
Regardless, that's the last thing we need. Is no players.
You can draft a
I
tight
think
end
you're
or
fine.
something.
I think you're fine.
You said who's gonna go
They're
first?
They're gonna be the first 5 tight end set.
You said who's gonna go first in the
Again,
draft?
my original question was who's going to go first in the draft. Since it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, even if it wasn't the Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't care who it is.
Jaguars or Wars? Jaguars.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
We'll do the
Jaguar?
English commercial. Trayvon Walker from Georgia. That's my
Oh,
pick.
okay.
I
I'll
think
go.
it's gonna be
I'll go
Trayvon
Evan Neal,
Walker.
the offensive lineman from Alabama, because they need O-line help there.
They do, but Trayvon Walker is just a stud.
All right.
Even when you have a need, if you pick first, you do not draft someone that you don't think is as good. You get the best talent that you
It's
can.
like the Bengals getting Jamar Chase. It's just like, let's go get him.
Yes,
Yeah, we need an
get
offensive
him.
line.
I know we
but
need offensive line help, but we go get Jamar Chase, and guess what? They make it to the Super Bowl.
It would probably be Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau if you were going to go with guys that are really, really talented that are pass rushers. Those two guys are insane.
Hutchinson's great.
Yeah. Both could go top. Well, both will go top 5. It just depends on where.
What do you think?
No opinion.
You don't have an opinion?
I just,
you don't have a guy?
yeah, I mean, I don't watch college, so like, I don't care.
I don't have an exciting player that I'm looking forward to see get drafted this year.
You know what I love though? There's a guy.
There- All right, are you? I think you're about to say
Yes.
the same name I am.
Sauce Gardner?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
baby.
Sauce
I
Gardner.
want some sauce.
I want some sauce in my
I
life.
want sauce. Oh, dude, I love that.
Yes.
Right now,
Cincinnati's corner, Sauce Gardner.
in one of the mock drafts, they have him going to the Jets, which if
That'd
he
be
does,
great.
poor guy.
Yeah.
But
Wait, his first
sorry,
name
Jets
is
fans,
Sauce?
they suck.
It's
His
Ahmad
name is
Gardner.
Sauce.
Ahmad Gardner is his name, but his nickname is Sauce, so he goes by Sauce Gardner, which is just such a great name for a quarterback.
That
That's
is a great
amazing.
name.
Sauce Gardner.
And by the way, like, did not allow a touchdown reception for 3 years at Cincinnati. Like, he was
He's
an
really good.
unbelievable corner. He was really,
Really,
good.
really good. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the movie. Movies.
I got to pee, and since we're talking movies,
You didn't
I
see
tried
it.
to go to the bathroom when y'all were arguing, and I
Are you
couldn't
really
go.
getting
No,
up?
you're not getting up.
okay.
You're going to sit here and use it.
Whoa, whoa,
Use it.
Whoa.
or lose it.
We don't.
If you
need-
don't-
we don't need to buy new chairs.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the motivation to stay focused.
Raise your hand if you saw the movie.
So, Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore. 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes hated it, but I'm not surprised.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
81% liked this movie from Google users. Professor Albus Dumbledore knows the powerful dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald is moving to seize control of the wizarding world. Unable to stop him alone, he entrusts Magizoologist.
Get it. Yep.
I
Get
got it. Magizoologist Newt Scamander to lead an intrepid team of wizards and witches. They soon encounter an array of old and new beasts as they clash with Grindelwald's growing legion of followers.
That was a lot
I
of
cannot
words.
believe I got through that,
That was-
without butchering that.
That was one of your best reads.
That's a very difficult read, to be fair.
To be fair,
What is a magizoologist?
Magic
Magic.
zoologist.
I'm gonna look that
Magic.
up.
Magic and Zoo together.
Yeah.
Look that up.
Mads Mikkelsen,
Oh.
Eddie Redmayne, Jude Law, Catherine Watterson, Ezra Miller. Oops. He's had a lot of trouble recently.
Tough luck.
He's had a lot of trouble.
Magizoologist.
Noticed all of the ads immediately removed him from all of the imaging.
A magizoologist, for the record, is a witch or wizard who studies magical creatures.
There you go.
Just so you know.
So, this movie was directed by David Yates. Do we need a spoiler button?
I don't know why not.
Why not? So I'm about to say something really bold right now, and I am falling more in love with Newt as a character than I did of Harry Potter himself. Because
How dare you.
I know it's a lot.
Wow.
But his character, I don't know if it's his creatures that just make him that much more lovable as a character. But like I am watching him and I'm like, I love this
How dare
guy
you.
more than I like Harry Potter. Harry Potter gets a little whiny, let's be real. And I know, but
Is
Newt,
this the hot take instead?
Daniel Radcliffe, be offended.
I know, but Newt himself,
A neat.
just I watched the first movie again last night just because it was that good, but just between watching them so close together again, I'm like, gosh, I really love Newt as a character. But anyways, so what I really like about these movies is, you know how like CGI and everything, they do so well with the magic aspect. There is a scene in this specific movie that is incredible when it comes to the editing of magic in a dining room scene. And I was just like blown away. I was like, this is phenomenal. And there is also another scene in this movie that I've never laughed so hard in my entire life. And it also has to do with, if you've seen the first one or if you've seen the movies, Newt deals with creatures and he imitates some of the animals or like does these crazy moves. Like in the first one, like when he was doing the mating
the
thing.
dance.
Yeah.
That it kind of went like they did like a TikTok of it.
They
and everything.
did? Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
just got it.
Can't wait for us to edit that for Instagram.
Oh man, that's definitely going.
But it's continuously funny because this scene and that act goes on for a good amount of time in what is happening specifically in that moment. But I was dying laughing for forever. But it really was a great movie. I could see why the second one wasn't good, and the first one was great, but 81% of people like this movie because the action was there, the story was there, everything that you wanted to happen in this specific movie to be better than the second one did.
You know what wasn't there? People in the theaters because, quote, Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore continues conjuring franchise low returns at the box office. Quote, the latest movie doesn't seem so magical.
Well, what's also funny is everyone I've talked to who has also seen this movie loved it. It was really good.
All 6 of you.
How busy was the theater when you went?
There was like 20 of us in there, and it was a Tuesday afternoon.
Nice.
So yeah, it was actually a really good movie, and I enjoyed it. I suggest you go see it, and if you haven't watched the series, definitely watch it. The second one will be hard to get through, but the first one is phenomenal, and again, you will fall in love with Newt. All right, he's the ginger we've all wanted. It wasn't like the brothers. All right.
Have you seen Newt without a
I
shirt on?
don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
Why?
No, yeah, it's fine.
You can say ginger,
Yeah.
right?
Ginger ale.
I don't know.
Really?
People refer to gingers all the time.
Can we not do that now too?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we're
I
moving
hate
on.
it here.
We're moving on. I hate it here. Okay, so movie for this week. What are we going to go see?
None of the well, let's skip the movie theater because none of y'all seem
Yeah,
to make
let's skip
it.
the movie theater. I like
So
that.
let's do an at-home movie because
I like
June
that.
10th we do have Jurassic Park coming out.
Well, and we have Doctor Strange coming out before that too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we got some movies coming up. So
What's
let's
up
do
on
it.
Netflix that we should watch right now?
I like that.
Pull it up.
New
let,
on
let me know.
Netflix.
Let me know, Rye.
Yeah,
the
new
little
on
red bug is
Netflix.
back.
What's coming to Netflix? Ooh. By the way, some news. Netflix is finally going after password sharing. Just be warned.
The one
Just
thing that
letting
they
you know.
were okay with,
Just letting you know.
but they've also lost 200. They're going to lose $200 billion in revenue.
Yeah, they're not
All right,
doing
coming Friday is Ozark Part 2, Season 4.
well. No movies.
Samurai Rabbit, the Usagi Chronicles is coming to Netflix. David Spade's Nothing Personal.
What was that?
I'm gonna make Ryan read like an anime trailer.
I would love that.
And
I would
just see
love that.
how bad he butchers all the names.
Usagi Chronicles. Is that it? No? Did I get
Keep
that wrong?
going.
The 7 Lives of Lee comes out on the 28th.
Hold on.
All right, Ryan
Honeymoon
is-
with My Mother.
Time out. Ryan is literally just like looking through all of the stuff that they list instead of finding what's the top 5 on Netflix.
Grace
right
and
now.
Frankie Season 7.
Just look up what the top 5 movies on Netflix right now are.
Okay.
You want to know? I watched an old movie last week that was top. It's not on there anymore, but it was.
All right, so right now we have a couple of movies that are on there. Number 1 would be White Hot: The Rise and Fall of Abercrombie and Fitch. No, no. There is Cleaner.
This is going poorly. Do we want to go just back to the movie theater?
Choose or Die.
Bad Guys? What do you think?
Yes,
At the movie
yes,
theater?
the Bad
Let's go
Guys.
see Bad
Okay.
Guys. I was just trying to stay away from it. It's what I wanted to go
Yeah.
see. I want to go see that movie.
Well, I mentioned I wanted to go see
I'll
that
tell
last
you
week.
guys that I took my niece, even if it's just me going by myself. I don't care.
Fine.
All right,
Ooh, the
Bad Guys.
in-between right now is big on Netflix.
No.
Choose or Die.
Bad Guys. That's just what we're going with, and we're going to move on.
We're just going to close that.
So let's go to the hot take.
You can open it now
Just
to look up
closed.
your
Just
list
closed
of
your
whatever,
thing.
as long as you do not read another Netflix movie.
Return to
All
Space.
right, guys. Here's what we're going with this week, and I don't think we've done this before, at least not in this way. But it is the most electrifying moment in sports, and I don't mean like when you score a touchdown. I mean an individual moment that you can remember in sports. The most electrified you've ever been watching it. I'm going with, of course, my Texas Longhorns
Ooh,
and Vince Young running in the touchdown to win the Rose Bowl against USC.
That's good.
Arguably, and not just by me, on a lot of lists, the best college football game of all time. And there's something about college football when you really care about it and when it really means something. It's the national championship. I don't know that there's ever been one where it ended like that. And it was that electric. And it was literally just a guy going, I'm not going to let them win this game. I'm going to take this game over and put this ball in the end zone. It is the moment you dream about as a kid in the backyard with a football. It is all of that encompassed into one thing, and it just so happened to be the last time that my football team was that good. And so I am a Longhorns fan, and I'm going with Vince Young scoring the winning touchdown in the Rose Bowl.
That is arguably the seminal moment in college football history. Like that, I will never forget that moment and watching that live. And Vince Young, by the way, I wished he was better in the NFL, but that was such an incredible college football
Well,
game.
what you forget is he was really good in the NFL. He was really good. It was when Nashville wasn't quite as much of a TV
Sports city.
prominent sports city.
Got it.
And they were trying to go with Kerry Collins, and they started that one season where Collins wasn't doing so well, and they went, I think he got hurt, and they like reluctantly went back to Vince Young and then peeled off like 6 wins in a row. And it was like crazy stuff like that. There was one that I remember sitting in my car listening to, and I would have to go back and see what year this was, but he hit a receiver in the back of the end zone like as time expired to win the game. He was not the best NFL quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he's a lot better than he gets credit for in the NFL. He was really good.
I agree with that.
And it was partly because he's just that guy that could kind of run, pass, do everything.
He was.
If he had to tuck the ball and run, he was running,
Yeah.
and he was really, really good.
I think
at
if he
His
had better
vision-
talent around him and was on a better team potentially, I think he would have had.
I mean, I don't know. Like, there's also the Cheesecake Factory story about how much money he spent at Cheesecake Factory. over one year.
I will never
I just-
never fault him for that. Cheesecake Factory. Love
Look,
y'all. That menu, it's
dude,
like a novel.
Dude, go ahead and type that in. Just see what comes up when you. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know this story?
No, this is great.
Just go
I
Vince Young
love him
Cheesecake
even
Factory.
more. Oh my God.
Yeah. Go ahead and read that
Wow.
from whatever source pulls up
This
first.
is SB Nation, courtesy of our friends there. How Vince Young allegedly spent $5,000 a week at the Cheesecake Factory. $5,000 a week.
It's not even a pricey restaurant.
That's my point. So there's a lot of stuff like that, and then there was stuff where people were like knocking his
Okay,
intelligence.
This is pretty
and-
great, though, because SB Nation goes into assuming a few things about how we spent that. Number one, we'll assume 8 people in a party. Number two, for maximum gluttony, we will also assume the Titans ate at the Cheesecake Factory 5 times a week. And number three, 5 meals with 8 people with a $5,000 budget breaks down to $625 per person per week, or $125 a meal.
Ryan's talking great today.
You sound like
That's
me
so
a couple
much-
weeks ago.
That's so much money.
I read a lot this weekend. So.
Man, I've got to be honest. It's dang near impossible to spend $5,000 a week.
At Cheesecake Factory, for the record. I mean, you can
but
spend
dude-
$5,000 a
You
week.
buying
if you
everyone's
want.
Wait. I'm not saying like you went out and got bottle service in Vegas and you decided this is going to be the 1 week I do this a year. It's really difficult. If I went to a steak restaurant every night of the week and ordered a bottle of wine to spend $5,000, unless you're ordering like $500 bottles of wine every time you go.
Yo, shout out to those fire roasted artichokes, though. Oh, that is my jam right there, yo. Hey, Vince, I'm right there. I will spend $5,000 a week on that.
Okay.
For cheesecake.
Okay,
So
next hot
that's
take.
my pick. Bear, do you want to go? You got one?
I do.
Okay. What's yours?
Imagine. Just everyone imagine.
That the Bears were still relevant.
Devin Hester returning a kick in the Super Bowl.
Hell, you guys.
A Super Bowl they lost.
Let me.
Go ahead.
2016.
Anyways, just imagine having the longest drought of a winning franchise in sports history.
Oh, here we go.
I love the Boston Red Sox, too.
Imagine being cursed by a goat. And then the moment comes in 2016. You don't even have to be a Cubs fan, and you are rooting for the Cubs. 108 years later.
LeBron James wasn't.
108 years later, there is 108 stitches on a baseball. The Cubs finally win the World Series. And it wasn't just a regular World Series. That last Game 7 was so drama-filled that we are ahead all the way up to the 5th inning. And then they come back, and it's tied It is tied, and then there's a rain delay, and everyone is losing their minds because they're like, who is going to win this game? But everyone is rooting for the Cubs. There's an award show going on here in Nashville, Tennessee, and no one gives a crap. Everyone's watching the baseball game.
I gotta be honest. They had TV set up everywhere. Yeah, like even at the after parties when it finally concluded. People were watching the Cubs game.
And then we are sitting there lingering on 15-minute rain delay. Just who's going to win? What's going to happen? We make it all the way to the 10th inning in the World Series, Game 7. And the Cubs pull it off. And everyone is cheering. And that is the most electrifying moment in sports history. You're welcome.
Go ahead, Josh. These are good.
These are good. I wanted to just give a quick nod. January 23rd, 2022, the Bills-Chiefs game was just so good.
Are you pulling a Ryan?
It was just so good.
Stop
it was just so good.
Get out of here.
I'm rubbing off on him over here.
Give us what your thing is. Go.
My actual thing, and one of the most incredible moments for me, young me, 1998. WrestleMania 14.
Whoa!
Stone Cold Steve Austin beating Shawn Michaels for the belt.
This is not where I thought you were going at all.
I know. There's a lot of places that it could go, but for a 13-year-old me, this was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. This was a changing of the guard from the 90s WWE or WWF at that point to then the Attitude Era of Stone Cold and The Rock, et cetera, et cetera. And this was just, I bought the pay-per-view. It's one of the only pay-per-views of wrestling I ever bought. And it was just that moment. WrestleMania 14.
I don't know why I'm touching the mic. I don't know. WrestleMania 14. That is not what I expected out of you. Okay. So we get the Cubs. We have Vince Young running in at the Rose Bowl with the Longhorns.
Stone Cold with the stunner on Shawn Michaels after getting Sweet Chin Music.
Oh yeah, he got Sweet Chin
back
first.
Up.
Yeah.
He got back up.
Ryan, where are you going? I already know where you're going. I already saw the photo on your computer. Just go ahead.
It is one of the seminal moments.
He's not wrong.
In NBA
like all of
history.
These are so good.
It is arguably one of the most clutch shots in NBA history. It was one of the most perfect calls.
James for 3. Rebound Bosch.
Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
Ryan just broke his hand on the table.
I almost broke my hand. The 2013 NBA Finals, Game 6. Ray
People
Allen
already
hits
left,
that three.
and they're trying to come back
Heat
in.
fans
the
had
arena.
already left the building because the trophy, the Larry O'Brien trophy, had already been brought out. The ropes were already being cast along the sidelines. And the Miami Heat come back with about 18 seconds left, down 6, to tie that game with Ray Allen. They win in overtime and then win Game 7 to beat the San Antonio Spurs for the 2013 NBA championship. That shot, that moment, I will never forget where I was. I will never forget what I was doing. I tossed my LeBron James jersey over my balcony before that shot, thinking they were going to lose.
Oh, no,
so you were the fan that left. You were the fan that left.
A shirtless me sprints downstairs, screaming, grabbing my jersey, just throwing it over my head.
Got it back.
Throwing over my head.
Please tell me you still have this jersey.
I still have the jersey, and it still has all the dirt on it as well. I did not dry clean it or wash it because I wanted to save that moment. Oh, what a moment that was.
That you gave up and
2013.
then you didn't?
Yeah, so you would have been one of the fans that walked out.
I would have been one of the fans that walked out. Ray Allen's 3 in the 2013 NBA
All right,
Finals.
the Ray Allen 3 for the Miami Heat in the finals. WrestleMania 14, which is not what I expected out of Josh.
Yep.
The Longhorns winning the Rose Bowl and the Cubs finally winning the World Series.
For the
again.
first time ever at Wrigley Field, too.
I said again, but yeah.
Ben Zobrist.
1908. Imagine that.
Steve Bartman.
They did win before.
1908.
Yes.
Steve Bartman.
But I said
But
again,
never
and then
never
you like for the first time, and I'm like
At Wrigley Field.
Yeah,
It was the
go.
GOAT before his Bartman.
There we go. Yeah,
That
the
damn goat. Guess what?
Poor Steve
Goat,
Bartman.
you're gone now.
All right, here's the deal. Vote for it. You guys know what to do. Go over there on the poll. What's the Instagram?
Quad Podcast.
Is it? Are you sure?
Nope.
Yes, it's the Quad Podcast.
Quad
It
Podcast.
There's
is the
so
Quad
many
Podcast.
fakes out
is-
there.
The
Yeah.
Quad Podcast, yes.
The Quad Podcast.
Yes.
That is why I asked, because there are a lot of fakes.
On
Don't
Twitter, it's
follow
the Quad
fakes.
with CY, for the record.
All right.
And we don't have a TikTok.
guys, go follow the pages. We've got links to everything else on the page, whichever one you decide to follow. Thank you again for being here with the Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris from Haley, Ryan, and Josh. We love you guys. We're going to go see the bad guys. I'm excited.